You were never a child. Not really. You had the body of one, the age of one, the face of one, but inside, you were already carrying things that grown adults collapse under. And nobody noticed, because you were too good at pretending everything was fine. There was a moment. You might not remember it exactly, but your body does. You were young, maybe 6, maybe 8, maybe 10, and you looked at the adult in front of you, the one who was supposed to protect you, and you realized something that no child should ever have to realize. They need me to be okay, so they can be okay. That was the moment your childhood ended. Not with a dramatic event, not with a goodbye, just a quiet, invisible transfer of weight from their shoulders onto yours, and you accepted it. Because you didn't know you had a choice. You became fluent in other people's emotions before you understood your own. You could read a room the moment you entered it. You knew which silences were dangerous, which moods needed managing, which version of yourself to present, to keep the peace. You smiled when you were scared. You laughed when you were breaking. You said, "I'm fine," so many times that you started to believe it yourself, and the world rewarded you for it. You're so mature. You're so responsible. You're so strong. But nobody asked what it cost you. Nobody asked what you quietly buried to become the person everyone needed you to be. Psychologists call it parentification, when a child is forced to carry emotional or practical responsibilities that belong to adults. Something fundamental breaks in the nervous system. The brain learns 3 things early. 1. My needs are a burden. 2. Love must be earned through usefulness. 3. Stillness is dangerous. And here is the devastating part. These beliefs don't stay in childhood. They follow you into every relationship, where you give everything and struggle to receive anything, into every friendship, where you become the therapist, but never allow yourself to be the patient, into every quiet moment alone, where you don't even know what you want, because you spent so many years focused entirely on what everyone else needed. Neuroscience shows that children raised in emotional chaos develop hypervigilant nervous systems. Always scanning, always preparing, always waiting for the next thing to go wrong. And when you carry that nervous system into adulthood, calm feels suspicious. Peace feels temporary. Love feels like a debt. Here is what nobody tells you about growing up too fast. You don't just lose your childhood. You lose your permission to have needs. You lose the ability to ask for help without feeling ashamed. You lose the belief that you are allowed to fall apart. You lose the experience of being held without having to earn it first. And the cruelest part, you become so capable, so reliable, so endlessly giving, that people assume you don't need anything, so they never offer, and you never ask. And the distance between what you need and what you allow yourself to have grows wider with every passing year, until one day you realize you have built an entire life that looks successful from the outside and feels completely empty from the inside. You can recognize this in yourself. You apologize for things that are not your fault. You over-explain your decisions to people who didn't even ask. You feel guilty when you rest, as if your worth is entirely tied to your productivity. You attract people who need fixing, because being needed is the only kind of love that feels familiar. You push away people who are genuinely stable, because stability feels boring at best and suspicious at worst. You confuse anxiety with intuition. You confuse exhaustion with dedication. You confuse self-abandonment with strength. And when someone finally asks how you are, really asks, you deflect, you minimize. You say, "I'm fine," because being truly seen feels more terrifying than being invisible. Here is something important. You are allowed to grieve a childhood you technically had, a childhood with a roof over your head, parents who were physically present, a life that looked normal from the outside, and still grieve the childhood that was quietly taken from you, the years spent managing instead of playing, the emotions swallowed instead of expressed, the version of you that never got to just be small, be messy, be a child. That grief is not weakness. That grief is not ingratitude. It is the most honest thing you may have ever felt. And it deserves space. Healing is not about going back. You cannot reclaim the years that were taken, but you can do something more important. You can stop taking from yourself now. You can begin to notice the moments when you abandon your own needs to manage someone else's comfort. You can begin to pause before automatically saying yes. And ask yourself honestly, do I actually want this? You can begin to practice the sentence that was never safe for you as a child. I need help. Not as a weakness, not as a burden, but as a human truth that you were never allowed to speak. The inner child inside you. The one who held everything together. The one who smiled through the fear. The one who was praised for being strong when they just wanted to be held. That child is still there, and they do not need you to fix them. They need you to finally see them. To sit with them in the pain they were never allowed to feel. To say the words nobody said, "You didn't deserve that. It was not your job. You were just a child. And I am not leaving you." If this was you, the child who read the room before they entered it, the child who learned that love had conditions, the child who grew up before anyone gave them permission, you didn't fail your childhood. Your childhood failed you. And every pattern you carry, every defense you built, every wall you hid behind, was not a flaw. It was intelligence. It was survival. It was a child doing the only thing they knew how to do. But you are not a child anymore, and the survival strategies that once protected you are now the walls keeping out the very things you need most. You are allowed to put them down, not all at once, not perfectly, but slowly, one honest moment at a time. Brain decoded. Because the child who was never allowed to fall apart finally deserves someone who will sit with them while they do.